Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to guide you through chair yoga. We are going to practice for 30 minutes today. As we go through class, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any of the stretches that we work with today do not work for you, please skip them, comment out, and modify. And as we go through class, all you need is a chair. So a chair that's at your desk is perfect. And as we go through class today, we are going to work on the full body. We're also going to take a little time to focus on building a little bit of strength and, of course, working on flexibility and working on relaxing the mind and the body. We'll work with the full body, trying to hit all of those areas that hold and build a little bit of tension throughout the workday. A wonderful thing about this class is all of the stretches that we'll be working with today, you can easily incorporate them into your workday. So if you know that you hold tension in a particular area, maybe make a mental note to remember that particular stretch so that you can weave it into your workday to give your mind and your body a little bit of relief. And it doesn't have to be for a long time, like a full class or anything like that, 30 minutes or 60 minutes. It can be something small like doing a stretch for 30 seconds or doing a stretch for 20 seconds. So let's get started. We are going to come to the edge of our seat and then we will square our legs up. We'll take 90-degree angle in the legs. So try to have your heels in line with your knees in line with your hips, and then shoulders over your hips. And take a moment here to close your eyes. So we want to sit at the edge of the seat because that will just help to elongate the spine. Sometimes when we sit back into the chair, we have a tendency to round our backs and our spines. So this gives us an opportunity to strengthen our core a little bit. And we'll just take some mindfulness practice here. So simply becoming aware of your feet, connecting down into the ground. Feel your knees in line with your heels, knees in line with your hips. And then feel that the shoulders are over the hips. We just don't want to be leaning forward or back too much. Maybe imagining that you were sitting against a wall. So we do want to feel that our shoulders are over our hips. Just see if you can become aware. Maybe you feel that you're leaning forward a little bit. That's very common. And then maybe visualize that someone was drawing you by the crown of the head, by a golden thread. And then just seeing if you can find a little bit more length. We usually can. Begin to connect with your breath. So we'll connect to the rise and the fall of the breath. And then lengthening as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. And then maybe encouraging the exhale to be a little bit longer than the inhale. And then as we go through class today, trying to carry the connection to your breath with you. And so I'll try to inhale and exhale through the nose. That helps to keep the mind, the body calm, relaxed, and at ease. If you'd like, set an intention for class, and that could be anything. It may be that you want to relax a little bit. It could be that you're holding tension in your body and you want to let that go. Take a nice deep full breath in here. We'll begin to sweep our hands up to the sky. We'll bring our hands together. And we'll take our hands down to the heart on the exhale. Take a full breath in here. Hands reach and stretch up. And release. One more time in this direction. Hands at the heart. Circle in the other direction. Fingertips up. Arms will sweep out and around. And then from here, let's gently relax the hands down. So we'll take a moment to work with a seated sun salutation. You may be familiar with the sun salutations if you practice yoga on the yoga mat, but this one's really nice because we can modify it in the chair. And it's really nice for increasing flexibility and just getting that blood circulation flowing, which can offer a lot of relief to the body. So to start, we will take our hands up. We're going to inhale. And then on your exhale, let's come down into a forward fold. So we're just going to hinge at our hips. We do a swan dive down, and we can just rest our stomach and chest on the legs. Now this is our forward fold. We're going to take a half lift. So for this one, grab onto the backs of your legs. We're going to lift the spine up. It's almost like we find a little bit of a back bend here. And then we're going to exhale. We'll fold it down. Hands can relax. And then taking a big breath in, let's come to our reverse swan dive. We're going to come back on up on the inhale. And then hands at the heart on the exhale. Let's try that again. Hands sweep up, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to find our way to that half lift. So grab onto the backs of the legs, lift the spine and lengthen the spine. Come on down to a fold, and then we'll rise up on the inhale, hands to the sky, and hands to the heart. Let's go one more time here. Inhale, let's bring it on up, and fold on the exhale. Grabbing onto the backs of the legs, lifting and lengthening through the spine, folding down, and then rising up. Let's take a nice full breath in. And hands to the heart as you exhale. Great job on those. Let's take some time to work a little bit with our feet. So for this one, you'll want to be right on the edge of your seat. It might make it a little bit more accessible. Right knee will come into the chest and stomach. So fingers interlock. If this feels tricky, sometimes it's a little easier to grab the back of the leg here. And let's just bring this into circles. So maybe find large circles and smaller circles. I always love these circling movements. I find that they're a really easy way to incorporate movement into my day. And I know if you find that you sit a lot, you might feel that the legs get very fatigued. So just a little bit of a circular movement with the ankle can really help to revitalize the feet. And reverse, we'll flow in the other direction. And a common question I get asked a lot is, what if I hear cracks and pops and things like that as I'm circling? So anytime that is accompanied by pain, you definitely want to reach out to your physician. But if there's no pain, sometimes it's just a little bit of oxygen in the joints being released. But of course, if you have questions, you can always reach out to your physician. We're going to release the foot down. Let's try it on the other side. Left knee comes up and in. Grab onto the front of the knee or the back of the leg, and we will circle. And reverse. Good. I'm going to take it down. And now let's reset. So we're going to scooch to the edge of the seat once again. Spine is straight. So I wanted to work a little bit with coordination. I feel like this one was a little bit of yoga for the brain for me when I first tried it out. So we are going to extend our right hand up to the sky. We'll take a nice full breath here. Try to draw the shoulder down a little bit. And then we'll begin to lift our left leg up. So we're just going to do a kick out forward. Good. And then try to have your heel in line with your knee and your knee in line with your hip. Good. We're going to come on down. Let's take that left hand up. Full breath here. And then really activate that arm. Reach out through your fingertips. Draw your shoulder. Lay down your back. And then we're going to take that left leg out. Kick out through your heel. And really activate that leg. Try to have your heel in line with knee, in line with hip. Good. And then let's just go at our own pace here. So you're going to move side to side here. Now, something that's going to be very common is to want to round out through your back body. So if you're not feeling like the core is super strong, that's probably the body's first natural tendency. So really keep your core engaged. And how we do that is we create a little sensation of tucking our tailbone. So it's scooping our tailbone under a little bit. And we'll feel our navel move back and up to the spine slightly. And we'll just feel the core engaged. And you'll want to hold that engagement through this whole movement segment. Another nice alignment cue is as you do this, you're probably going to feel yourself wanting to lean back because it's a little easier. So imagining that if you were looking at yourself from the side, that your shoulders were over your hips. A lot of times I imagine I was sitting against a wall, even though I'm sitting quite a bit of a distance away from the back of the chair. Good. Now let's release that down. We're going to take our hands onto the hips, feet will plant. Let's take a nice full breath to lengthen, and we're going to come on down into a forward fold. Hands can relax down, either hands onto the ground or reach for opposite hands or arms underneath your body. Maybe relax your head, look to your navel. See if you can relax the head, see if you can relax through the neck. Good. Then we're going to bring our hands onto our legs. Core engages once again, and we're going to come on up to seated. So let's build on that a little bit. For this one, it might feel good to grab onto the edges of the seat. And we want to, again, sit towards the edge of the seat. We're going to work a bit more with our core. And the more you sit back into your chair, the easier it's going to be. So if you want to do a little bit of that core strengthening, we're going a couple extra calories here, you can sit more towards the edge of your seat. So feel free to grab on here, or if you have these arms, you can grab on there. So what we're going to do is engage our core. So we have our navel here. We're going to kind of scoop it back to the spine a little bit. You might feel a little bit more rounding in our low back, and that will really help to engage the core. So from here, we're going to gently shift the weight back. We're going to straighten out both of our legs. We're going to do a tap up and then down. Good. Core engages. And a lot of times, if you hold onto that chair, that's going to help you as well. So a nice firm grip on the chair. Core engages. Let's rise. Making sure that you're breathing here. Nice deep full inhales, nice deep full exhales. Good. We're going to bring the feet down, feet in line with hips. Let's lengthen, and we're going to come down into that fold. And our folds are always really important because it gives the body a gentle inversion. So anytime the head is hanging a little bit lower than the heart, that's our inversion. And then also when we bring our stomach onto the tops of the legs, can give a little massage to the digestive system and to the internal organs. I'm going to come on up, hands onto the legs, core engages, and let's come on up to stand. So we'll try some standing stretches. Now, as we come to stand, let's use that chair. We're going to work with the seat here for a moment. You'll take that time to square yourself to the chair. So feet are pointing forward, feet are in line with your hips. Let's bring our hands to the sky. Inhale. And we're going to come down on the exhale. So hands are right onto the seat. Let's begin to shake out the legs here. So it may feel nice to bend one knee and to bend the other knee. And maybe relax your head yes, and relax your head no. As you come to stillness here, let's work with our spine. Knees can bend. Let's lower the stomach. Let's lift up through the heart. Tailbone will lower and crown of the head will lower. And we'll begin to flow through a cat and a dog stretch for a moment. And trying to lengthen your spine as you inhale. Lengthen your spine as you exhale. As you inhale, let your shoulders relax from your ears. Create that space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. Let's come to a neutral spine here, walking your hands to the right, and we'll land in a side stretch in our forward fold. Try to ground evenly through both of your feet, inside and outside of each foot. Back through to center, hands to the other side. Reaching and stretching through the waist. Lengthening through the side body, the arm, the fingertips. Back through to center. Let's lower the stomach, lift up through the heart. Little rounding of the back. Come on up to stand. Take a full breath here. And then draw your hands at your heart as you exhale. So let's try to work with our balance a little bit. And for that, we're going to come to the other side of the chair so that you can use the chair for a little support if you need it. Feeling like the balance isn't super strong. So I would love to take this time to work with our balance and also do a little bit of a lower body practice. So this will be really good for building that strength. So left hand can be on the chair if you need it. You can also take your hands on your hips. And we're just going to start with some floats out to the side. So right leg is going to go out to the side. And then it's going to come in. You're going to take it back on out. Now let's try to find one spot to focus on. We want to find what we call a drishti in Sanskrit, a focal point. That could be one spot on the floor, the wall, the ceiling, one spot to focus your concentration and to focus your awareness. Good. Let's plant the feet. We can give ourselves a nice inhale and exhale here. Let's try for our left leg. What we're going to do is kick that out in front. So you have your chair there if you need it. So we're just going to do floats out in front. Try to get very grounded in your right foot. So we want to press through the inside, through the outside, and then noticing your body's natural tendency if you tend to roll in or out. Try to get nice and grounded. We have these 4 ball mounds on the bottom of the foot. So really try to press down and ground evenly through all 4 of those ball mounds. And release, foot plants. Inhale and exhale. Let's try on that right side for those kick forwards. We're just going to float that foot out. And then coming back to your core, really try to zip the core up. Feel your tailbone tuck and feel your navel move back and up towards the spine a little bit. Good. Plant your feet. We'll take an inhale and exhale here. Now, right foot, let's turn our right foot in so that our right big toe is facing our left big toe. And we are going to try to keep our foot in this position the whole time. And we're going to try for some kicks out to the side there. Now, it's always really important to work with our balance. They say as time marches on, our balance gets a little worse over time. So it's always good to counteract that, work on our balance in chair yoga. So these are really good for strengthening the muscles of the ankle, the foot, and the knee. And also good for strengthening those big muscles too. So our quads, hamstrings, get into our calves. Good. Let's plant the feet. We'll take a nice inhale and exhale here. Now let's try for the backs of the legs. So what you can do is spin yourself so that you are facing the back of your chair. And let's start with our left leg. So we're just going to do some kickbacks here. So we're just going to float the foot back. And what I want you to be mindful of is it's really easy when we do this to really kind of go forward so we can get that foot back. You can go forward a little bit, but for the most part, really try to get your shoulders to stack over your hips on this one. Good. Let's plant the feet. Inhale and exhale here. Right leg, let's try for those kickbacks. Maybe notice if it feels easier on one side to the next side. Maybe it feels very similar one side to the next as well. Good. Let's pause. Give yourself a little break here. Chair, we can send that to the other side of the room just so that we keep our shoulders nice and even. We're gonna do kicks out on the left side. So foot's gonna be straight this time. We're just gonna float it out to the side. Maybe do a little scan of your body. Notice where you're holding on to tension and then letting that tension go as you exhale. Feet can plant. Inhale and exhale. Let's take one last one. So left toes are going to turn in. So we have our big toe pointing to the other big toe. We're going to keep that positioning the whole time. We're going to kick the leg out to the side and then bring it in. And try to relax your shoulders away from the ears. Try to relax your jaw. Notice if you're holding tension in the face. So we want to relax the eyebrows. We want the jaw to relax. Good. Let's bring it back through center. Great job on those. I know those aren't always easy, can build up a little intensity with that strengthening. So we're going to take our feet a little wider than hips and we'll do a little sweep to the right and to the left. And then as you twist to one side, lifting the opposite heel from the ground. Good. Let's bring ourselves back through to center here. And we're going to come back into our chair. We're going to sink into some really nice stretches, some nice holds. So as you come into your chair, again, maybe sit to the edge of your seat. And let's work with our neck now. We're going to take a nice inhale. Bring your hand up and over. The right hand reaches up and over. Reach for the left side of your head. Let's lengthen. And then gently soften your right ear to your right shoulder. And then not trying to move with force on this one. It's just that very nice, gentle suggestion of the ear to the shoulder. Give yourself another deep full inhale. Another deep full exhale. Right hand relaxes down. Left hand up and over. Lengthen. Left ear to left shoulder, soften. Maybe noticing if the stretch feels very similar on this side to the first side that we worked on. May feel very similar and then may feel very different one side to the next side. Bring yourself back through center, realigning here. Let's take that right hand up and over. This time, let's gaze to the underarm, then take your gaze down towards the ground, and then we'll gently encourage the head into the stretch. And again, we don't want to pull or move with force. It's just this gentle suggestion. Let's give ourselves a nice deep full inhale here. A nice deep full exhale here. Right hand relaxes down. Left hand, let's bring it up and over. Reach for the right side of the head. Let's lengthen, gaze to the underarm, and then gently encourage the head into the stretch. See if you can relax your shoulders down a little bit. Maybe notice if you're holding tension, is there anywhere you can find softness so that you can draw yourself a little deeper into the stretch. We'll let that go. Let's realign. Let's take our right hand to our left leg, left hand up and over. Come into a side stretch here. Try to ground into that left sitting bone. We're going to lengthen through the whole left side body, through the arm and through the fingertips. Keeping your right hand where it's at. Let's take our left hand to the right leg, so arms are crossed. Take your chin to your chest. Let's do a rounding here of our back body. Maybe imagine that you could create a little bit of space in between the shoulder blades. Left hand, let's keep that where it's at. We'll bring our right hand up and over. We'll try that stretch on the other side. And then breathing deeply here. So we really want to expand through the lungs, expand through the ribs. Take a nice deep full inhale and a nice deep full exhale. Coming back on up to center. Right hand to your left leg. Arms will be crossed this time. Float your chin to your chest. Let's do a rounding here of the back. And then just seeing if you can let the head hang heavy. So we have all of these muscles in the back of the neck. Just seeing if they can relax and release with each exhale. And coming back through to neutral, like a nice full breath in here. Let's reach and stretch our hands up. Hands will be in line with your shoulders. Right hand floats down your back and left hand can draw you into the stretch. Now seeing if you can relax the shoulders from your ears. Hands reach up, full breath in. Left hand softens down your back, right hand draws you in. Maybe with each exhale, you can find a little bit more space in the stretch. You can sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Arms can float to a T position. Let's take that right hand to the left. Left arm comes under, right arm over. Left arm bends and then draws the right arm into a shoulder release. Checking in, making sure that the core is engaged here. Try to feel that the spine is straight. We don't want to be rounding into our back body or slouching or sitting back into our chair. Arms come out to T, full breath here. Left hand over, right arm under, right arm bends, drawing you into your release. So good for the shoulders, so good for the shoulder blades. So important to remember this one if you know that you tend to hold a lot of tension in your shoulders. Let's sweep those arms back out into our T position. We're going to float our hands together. Fingers will interlock, palms will touch and circle out through the wrists. Maybe find large circles here and maybe find smaller circles here. And reverse, we'll flow in the other direction. Letting that go, we can shake out the wrists a little bit here. So we started class with our sun salutation A's. Let's end our class with 3 sun salutation A's as well. So we're going to take our hands up to the sky, inhale. Let's bring it down to a fold on the exhale. We're going to land in that half lift. So grab onto the backs of the legs, lift your spine and lengthen your spine. Come on down into a fold. And then we're going to rise up with the breath. Inhale. Really try to ground into your feet too as we lift up. We're going to bring our hands to the heart on the exhale. Let's try for another. Hands up. Inhale. Come on down to fold. Exhale. Hands onto the backs of the legs, lifting and lengthening the spine. Folding yourself down. Let's rise up. Inhale. Sweeping up. Hands at heart. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Let's breathe in. Fold it down on the exhale. Let's find that lift and lengthen in the spine. A little bit of a back bend here. And float it down. And we'll rise up. Full breath in. Reaching up, stretching up. Hands at the heart on the exhale. Thank you so much for joining today. It's wonderful to be here with you. To feel really great about being here, making some time for yourself. I know that's not always easy. So you should feel really good about that. I hope that you have a great day, a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. I'll be back for all levels yoga. That's at 5:30 East Coast time. That's a 45-minute yoga practice on the yoga mat. So it'd be really nice to see you there. I hope you can join us. I will see you soon. Take care.